This movie tells a story of an American sports broadcasting crew who finds itself thrust into covering the hostage crisis involving Israeli athletes during the 1972 Munich Olympics. This movie is decent in terms of building tension. It's also well shot. However, it feels tepid, empty, and shallow as it really lacks emotion and perspective. This movie takes the safest possible approach to its fraught subject matter. No new dimensions are revealed to violence, its causes, or its overarching politics. It also provides little insight into the complications within the newsroom itself. It's locking itself to one perspective that isn't particularly interesting or enlightening to begin with. The movie narrows its focus as it's almost entirely confining the plot to the real-time developments within the newsroom. It's a blinkered approach that ends up saying little about the events either in retrospect or as they unfolded in the moment. The movie fails to represent the uncomfortable ethics of media, as it becomes really mechanical and procedural instead. The ethics of breakneck TV decision-making, and the media's role in capturing the affair play out in rote fashion. Almost all the characters are cold and really feels bloodless. The stress of the moment is clear. What's missing is the weight, the personal implications and responsibility of the storyteller that have been foisted on the characters. The movie is quick to jump from any brief moment of realization or self-reflection toward the next real-world event. The movie refuses to engage with the fact that these so-called terrorists were Palestinian people attempting to free prisoners that were unhoused during the Israeli occupation of Palestine. This ultimately becomes the major issue. It's a film that engages with the idea that the people involved in the media make choices, but then refuses to explore anything more than surface-level ideas, as these characters are just journeymen attempting to tell a news story. It chooses to be the very media it attempts to criticize by not exploring why these Palestinians supposed to be terrorists are doing what they're doing. They are continuing to make the Palestinian people come across as nothing more than guerrilla Arabs. The script seems to be more interested in the German characters apologizing for the Holocaust than exploring anything to do with the Palestinian people that this news team are covering. There's an opportunity here for a larger discussion of the use of violence in political struggle, and the entrenched media-based predilection for assigning terrorism as a label on certain entities but not others. The movie invokes Arab identity and the transference of guilt from the Germans to the Arabs, but is uninterested in actually exploring what that materially means. With what's been happening in the real world, it's all but impossible to divorce this movie from the ongoing genocide being committed against Palestinians by Israel. In this movie, the Palestinians are labeled terrorists, and Israelis once again seen as passive victims, divorced of the historical context of the conflict. This movie seems to exist solely to help launder Israel's reputation at a time when it would prefer to distract from its crimes and paint itself as the victim. Overall, this movie is just a recreation, with almost no value in its straight retellings of the reporting of historical events. To make it worse, it really feels like a one-sided propaganda. It's not worth to spend time to watch this. We do not recommend this movie at all.